Hi, this is Eric Lucero of Sharpen the Axe on EnterTalk Radio, powered by Pitbull Audio, here today with another Pitbull Audio Gear Preview. We have with us Nick from Line 6. Welcome, man.
Thank you very much.
And we got behind us here the Spider 5 240HC, one of the newest amps that Line 6 has released from Winter NAMM 2017. Now, the HC on here, Nick, tell us about what that means.
That stands for head combo. And so when you think of a head, the idea of head combo, what does that mean, right?
Yeah, a little weird.
Yeah, totally. And so with HC, that means that in the head, we actually have speakers, full range speakers, a full range sound coming right out of the head here. And what's great about that is for the live musician, let's say, and I'm sure you can relate as well, even myself being on the road, when you're on the road, the musicians that have big amp stacks, having a head and a cab, when it comes to practicing when you're on the road, you would always need to bring another amp, another practice amp, because you can't just plug into your amp head and expect to get a sound out of it. You'll destroy your head. And so to that end, right here, I can go right into my rehearsal area, just grab the head. Maybe I go out to the trailer, grab just the head, and I go into the hotel room and immediately plug in, and I have all of my tones ready to go, and I'm already practicing, getting ready for the gig that's coming up the next day or maybe later that night, and I don't have to wheel in this heavy cab to do so, just the head.
Or even for any reason you have a cab fail, well, that's just fine because you got the 4-inch, right, in front
Correct.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, you got direct outs in the back for your happy front-of-house engineer.
Exactly.
And with the Spider series, I remember when they came out, and it was the big revolution in modeling, and most guitarists these days have grown up with them, and some basses too, and you guys have made some of them for them. It still has all the features that have been present on the Spider series with all the effects on board, all the amp modeling.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you show us a little bit, if you can, about what's available on here and some of the editing features.
Definitely, for sure. Well, in the box we have 200. So what we have going on here is we have over 200 amps and effects ready to go with 128 presets, 24 of those being artist created. Finding the tone you're looking for can be real easy because of so much to choose from. And so right here, I just pulled up a tone, and we can hear how this sounds. And a nice dry, kind of a low gain, or maybe kind of a crunchy clean tone, however you want to look at it. And of course, right here, we're looking at the interface of the amp here, and you'll notice first off, there's a lot less knobs than what Spider 4, Spider 3, and so on had. We actually have less on the face of the amp, and actually, there's more going on than what you think. And so right here, of course, we have the EQ, the amp stack, and I could adjust my drive, adjust my bass and such. But what's great is when I press the effects button, you notice how all the knobs change their title and of course their color as well. So I'm jumping from my amp layer to my effects layer. So in my effects layer, we hear my tone. It's pretty dry, so I could go right over to reverb, bring in reverb, and we could see how it turns on. And then now,
A little bit of nice wet reverb there for you.
Oh, totally. And then, of course, green. And so we're starting to see these color codes. And what do these colors mean? Well, the color denotes the effect. Green, as you know, DL4 being green, that's going to be my delay. So that's where my delay is. Now, if I want to just turn that off or maybe, lower the mix, I can do so as well. But then again, I could just go over to my effects one. And since that's kind of an orangish yellow color, I know that that's my overdrive. And then I could just quickly just change the overall dynamic of the tone. And, we were talking earlier about, how the amp head has speakers in it. And what's great about this is when I connect the head to the cab, we get this beautiful, huge, full range sound, whether I'm, hearing the reverb or delay trails through the amp head, or maybe I'm plugging in an acoustic guitar and I have that full range image. Together, these make a great combination.
And it kind of has that effect of, say, actual PA front with woofer and tweeters, so you get a little bit more fidelity, a little bit better resolution on there.
Of course.
And there's also a feature I thought was pretty cool on this is the wireless ability. Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh, for sure. So as we were talking a little earlier, with Spider 60 and above, they are relay ready. So with the Spider 240HC, we have a relay transmitter built inside of the amp. And so with the addition of a Relay G10T transmitter, you get yourself 50 to 100 feet of range. It all depends where you're at. 50 feet of range indoors, 100 feet of range outdoors. When I plug in the transmitter, what happens immediately is the amp and the transmitter immediately sync together, but also it's charging as well, giving me 8 hours of continuous use. So again, hitting this stage, having more than just a couple hours of battery life, having a full 8 hours, have you ever played a show for 8 hours? I haven't. So it's definitely going to last for a while for you. And immediately I'm connected, plug in, and you're ready to go. Ready to go.
Nice. And also, of course, as any Spider series in the past, it connects well with an FBV3 floorboard.
Definitely, of course. And so with that end, this is our newest FBV3 as opposed to the shortboard Mach 2. And so with the FBV3, it also has the foot switches with the colors on them as well. So depending on if I'm on a dark stage, I know exactly where my effects are just due to the color coding. And so it makes life a lot easier when you're on stage. You don't have to, put a piece of tape saying this is my delay or anything like that, or remembering where you assigned an effect. It's essentially just find the color and you know where that effect is.
Nice and convenient. And you guys have feature-packed the 240HC and in relation also the FBV3 for ease of use. On a dark stage, you can find your way around and get to exactly what you need.
Exactly.
And this is still compatible, of course, with the app.
Definitely. And so with the Spider Remote app, whether you have an iOS or an Android device, you plug into the back of the amp. And of course, there's no special controls you have in the app that you can't get on the face of the amp. So all the controls you have traditionally are also mirrored in the app. The only change you have in the app, or really the only feature you have in the app that you don't have immediately from the amp head or from any of the Spiders, is the ability to download tones. And so with that being said, if maybe there's a Spider owner in Texas and he writes a killer Stevie Ray Vaughan preset, and I have a gig tonight and I want a Stevie Ray Vaughan sound, I just get on my phone as it's plugged in, search for a Stevie Ray Vaughan sound, find it, click it, immediately get sent over to my amp, and I'm good to go.
So again, any requests from crowd people or fans out there that, I want to hear this, oh crap, well,
Yep.
there it is.
When that Freebird request comes, you're ready.
yeah, have your compressed slides sound ready to go.
Exactly.
Well, right on. Thank you very much, Nick, for showing us the 240HC.
Thank you for having us.
And you can find it at Pitbull Audio. Thank you very much. This has been a Pitbull Audio Gear Preview.